Hello everyone, the pachirisu challenge was great even though I failed it, so let's do another hard one. I've been wanting to use Kricketune for a long time. I really think his design is really good, but his stats aren't. 380 for base stat is quite low, although the spread is not bad. 85 in attack, it's solid enough. Bulk wise, we only have 51 in both defense stats, so it's not great. 65 in speed is low, but it might be enough to outspeed some key threat since we will be over leveled. Learn set wise, calling it poor is an overstatement. It does learn stam moves in the form of Furry Cutter and X Scissors, but aside from Slash and Night Slash, we have no coverage move. We do get Sing at level 18, but this move is horrible. 55% accuracy is way too low to be consistent. TM wise, it gets a little better. As always, we have access to Return, which might actually become a very solid move for this run. Also have Brick Break and Aerial Ace, which are the best coverage moves we can learn. We also have access to Toxic and Protect, which might come in handy in a pinch. Lastly, and probably the best move we can learn, is Sword Dance. Having a great sudden move like that will definitely help a lot. Now as always, I have a few rules. No items in battle, no EV training, and I can only use Kricketune or Kricketune, although I need ancient moons to clear the game. Quick disclaimer, I use speed up and rare candies for the sake of time and to skip some EV points. Speaking of points, I rate my challenges with my own system. If I can't beat the game at level 100, then I lose. If I use G-Strat, the challenge is failed. Rival battles give 1 point if I can win on the first try. Masters fight in the win work is counted as a rival battle. Official league challenge battles give 3 points if I win on the first try, 2 points if I can beat it without leveling up, 1 point if I can beat it within 4 levels of my first attempt. The last Cyrus fight is also counted as an official battle. This rule there are 49 obtainable points. Once again, I am writing the script as I go, so let me know how many points you think I can get. Without further ado, let's start the challenge. For this challenge, I'll replace Thought Week by Kricketune so that my rival gets Chimchar for some added difficulty. Yeah, I kinda wanted to use Kricketune for a bit. It won't be for long since he evolved at level 10. To properly start off the challenge, we have to fight the rival. I only have Bite and Growl, so I spam Bite for the KO. Once it's jubilage, we can beat the Trainer School for some XP, and since I'm at level 9, I decide to push to level 10 and evolve as we do on Fury Cutter, which is a ramping move. The more I use it in a row, the more damage it does. Now for the rival fight. He has Starly now, but both of his Pokemon have no stab moves yet. His Starly spams Growl on me while I go for Fury Cutter, which is annoying since it reduces my damage, so I KO in 5 turns. Next is Chimchar, which also takes 5 turns to KO. He only goes for 1 scratch and spams Leer until I win. I suppose that's a little snapshot of what's gonna happen once he gets intimidated later on. Rogue is the first gym leader on the list. Although hard, it's probably doable at my current level, since if I manage to ramp up Fury Cutter enough, we can get OKOs. There is a slight wrinkle, we have a Timid nature which reduces my attack stat, so not the ideal nature for the challenge. On the first attempt, I try and spam 3 Cutter, but 3 Rogue throws and I lose. I was close though, 1 more turn and I would have KO'd Geodude and then probably would have swapped the rest of his team. I think I can win if I can survive long enough, so I try and go for Growls on Geodude before attacking. It takes a few tries, but eventually I get this fight. Kill his Geodude and I go for a Growl and he misses a Rock Throw. I go for another Growl and take a Rock Throw. Now I can start Fury Cutting. I do get lucky with an anonymous and a crit which made Rogue heal, although it didn't really matter since I can KO on the next turn. Onyx is next and starting now, it's game over for him. I KO with a critical Fury Cutter. His Ace Cranials follows and he falls to a Fury Cutter for the win. First time I pass Rogue without overleveling. Him missing rock throws is what allowed me to win, since I don't think the crit on Onyx mattered at all. We can now go for the win works, and it's closed. Every time I want to visit, it's closed. Well, this time I smash the door and go directly to the one in charge, Mars. And she ain't happy. I lose my first attempt because I forgot that her Zubat are toxic, so I come back armed with a Peach Berry and get this fight. She did Zubat. I go for Sandwich Land. I can then Fury Cutter a couple of turns until I KO, meanwhile my berry does its job perfectly. Second is Purugly. She goes for a fake out. I then try to use Sync but miss, and she lands a scratch. I do land the Sync on the next turn, and I can start spamming Fury Cutter while her cat sleeps. Purugly wakes up and lands a feint attack, but I managed to KO on the same turn and snatch the win. Turns out, she wasn't supposed to be there, so the man in charge thanked me and told me not to worry about the door, which is a relief. So to it and now we go. Gardenia is next, and it's gonna be easy, right? Just spam Fury Cutter until I win, and yes it is. Thought Week takes 5 turns to KO, and then I can OKO Cherim and Rose Raid, although she has speed and lands a magical leaf in the process. With this victory, we get the second bag. On a side note, Gardenia is always easy. Maybe the only way to struggle against her is to have a water type or something like that. Before leaving, a quick stop to see Jupiter is required, and it's easy. Well, sort of. My plan is to sing and then fairy cutter a bunch, but I get unlucky and fail the first time. Quite embarrassing, yes, but the second time's the charm. She did Zubat, I miss a sing, and she lands wing attack. Then managed to put Zubat to sleep and start going for fairy cutter until he wakes up and land a wing attack. But I can KO on the next turn. Next is Contank and he lands a Night Slash as I KO with fairy cutter. After that, I try to refuse an egg from Cynthia, and man, I like her, but she's persistent. Like, I would break the universe if you refuse kind of persistent. So I have to take her egg and put it in a box. Now we can go to Artham City, and I make a mistake. I raise Fairy Cutter for X Scissor. Don't get me wrong, X Scissor is way better, but I have no other moves to damage Fantina's Pokemon, so having both moves available would have been nice, you know, just in case. And yeah, I'm old because of it. The problem is that I need to sleep a Pokemon since her Duskull can burn me, and I can't take too much damage from a Haunter, otherwise I get KO by Miss Magus Shadow Ball since she outspeed before I can sleep her. I think I should have been able to sweep with Fairy Cutter since when I get the sleep on Duskull, Haunter should have been a KO and Miss Magus would probably be fine. Anyway, coulda woulda won't help, so I try to get a good sleep block, but it doesn't work. I do reach Miss Magus, but I can't KO since I usually don't have enough X Scissors PPs left. So I come up with another plan. I need to get to level 34 and learn Screech, which can lower the defense stat to -2, so this way with some sleep luck I can KO our Pokemons much faster, limiting my PP usage. Eventually I get this fight. She leads Duskull. I'm missing and get hit by Pursuit. Next turn she goes for Shadow Sneak and I manage to learn Sing. I can now go for Screech and X Scissor while she sleeps. She then heals and I X Scissor once more. She wakes up landing a Shadow Sneak and I can get the KO. Next is Haunter. I miss Sing and get hit by Shadow Claw. I miss again and get confused. Next turn I manage to land Sing. I then earn myself triggering my berry. After that I can land Screech. Haunter then wakes up just to miss Hypnosis, but one X Scissor is enough to KO. Last is our ace Miss Maggie. She lands a Shadow Ball and I manage to put her to sleep. Then I Screech and KOs with X Scissors. That was close. One more move and I would have lost. That's why I don't really enjoy Sleep Strike, especially with a 50% accuracy move. That's gonna be my hardest Fantina fight yet. I get ambushed by my rival at the exit of Hato, and I actually lose a couple of times to him. His Staravia now has double team and can KO me with 3 wing attacks, so I need a little luck, which I eventually get. He leads Staravia, I go for a slash and he lands a wing attack. I go for another slash on his double team and gets the KO with the last slash. His Ace Monferno is next. I go for a Sing which actually connects and can then go for Screech and land a critical slash for the KO. Puzzle follows and one X Scissor is enough to KO. Last is Rosalia which actually survives the X Scissor and paralyzes me. On the next turn I get fully paralyzed as she lands a Mega Drain. She goes for another Mega Drain but I can KO with an X Scissor for the win. Good old double team cheese, always there to win the fun, eh? That aside, intimidating when you have a physical Pokemon is always annoying to deal with, although not for long. You see, before going to main lane, I do a quick stop at the game corner and get myself the TM for Soul Stance. This is a great move, being able to set up will help a lot. Now that I am ready, it's time to face main lane. I did lose my first attempt to Lucario being faster, but it's close. With an Orange Berry I can probably win, so I try again. She leads Meditite and goes for a Fake Out. On the next turn I can go for Soul Stance while she misses a Rock Tomb. I go for another Soul Dance and she connects with Rock Tomb. I get the KO on the next turn with a critical X Scissor. Next is Matchup. I go for an X Scissor while he sets up the Focus Energy. I can then go for the KO with another X Scissor. Last is Lucario. He is faster and lands a Metal Claw and I connect with the Sing. I then go for 2 X Scissor before he wakes up and lands the Metal Claw that leaves Kricketune with 2 HP, but I can go for a last X Scissor and KO. Talk about a close call. Dismiss from Meditite, the Focus Energy from Matchup, and the first turn Sleep for Lucario. If any of these didn't happen, I would have lost. Plus the last Metal Claw was probably damage range. I want to be clear on something. I do not like having to use Sing. As far as I'm concerned, connecting with this move is good X for me, and not really a good game plan on my part. However, I fear I will need it to win the challenge. The Pastoria rival fight is next. I lose the first attempt again because of double team, so on the next attempt I now have to go for a Sing to hopefully set up and get the KO quickly enough. I failed the second attempt since I missed Sing, but third time's the charm. He leads Staravia, I go for a Sting but miss and he sets up the double team. On the next turn I land Sing despite the previous double team. I can now go for 3 Soul Stance as he wakes up on the last one going for last double team and then I miss a Night Slash, the double team. but I connect on the next turn, getting the KO. His Ace Monferno is next. I go for X-Scissor, which is a misplay since Night Slash would have KO'd, and he can hit a Flame Wheel. He then wins a speed tie and lands another Flame Wheel, but I can KO with another X-Scissor. Whistles follows and lands an Aqua Jet, leaving me with 9 HP, but I can KO with X-Scissor. Rosalia is last, and 1 X-Scissor is enough to get me the win. I was curious about the probability regarding Sing, so I calculated it, and it had a 41% chance of connecting on that turn. It's not Crash Awakes time. His Gyarados is kinda scary since I have to set up on him and he hits like a truck, but I believe that if I can reach its Floatzel healthy enough to take a move, I can win. For that, I equip Kricketune with the Citrus Berry and try without Sing first. And I lose. I only have 1 HP remaining after passing Gyarados, so I need Single out, so I try again with Sting and get this fight. It is Gyarados, I hit Sing and set up Sword Dances, but it wakes up on the same turn and lands a Waterfall. I go for another Sting which connects. I can go for another 2 Soul Dances and get the KO with 3 Night Slashes since he heals. Next is Quagsire, which I will KO with X-Scissor. Last is Floatzel, he lands a Crunch activating my berry, but I can get the KO with X-Scissor and get the 5th gym badge. It was easy enough. Sleep is very good right now, but once I get access to full restores, it might be a little trickier. Onto Celestia time we go. And the first Cyrus fight is next. It's not that the fight is hard, it's just that I missed a lot of things, so I have to do it a few times until I get it. Here is Sneasel. He is faster and in the Screech while I put him to sleep. I set up a Soul Stance while he sleeps. Next turn he wakes up and misses a Screech as I KO with X-Scissor. Next is Golbat. I land a Night Slash and he retaliates with Air Cutter. 1 more Night Slash gets the KO. Last is Murkrow and a single X-Scissor is enough to KO. Now that I have Surf, I can go to Canalave. Once there, we have an appointment with my rival. And I lose this fight a lot since I have to land Sing and then set up 4 Soul Stances due to his Intimidate. And yes, I need all 4, otherwise I either get KO by his Infernape or Floatzel with his Aqua Jet. Eventually I get the winning fight. He needs Staraptor, I go for a Sing and put him to sleep. I can set up 2 Soul Stances before he wakes up, but he only goes for a double team, so I go for the last 2 and hope to connect with a Night Slash for the KO. And I do! Next is Infernape. He is faster and lands a Flame Wheel while I go for an X-Scissor. Once again, he lands a Flame Wheel, which leaves me with 10 HP, triggering my berry. I can then KO with X-Scissor. Heracross follows and he's an KO with X-Scissors. Floatzel is next, he lands an Aqua Jet, but falls to a single X-Scissor as well. Last is Roserade and 1 X-Scissor is enough to KO. RNG fight as always, and not just because of double team and Sing. You see, the second Flame Wheel is a damage range, so I got lucky there too. Now, on to Byron. I already have a good idea how tough he is for Bug type, but this time I have a secret weapon. You see, before getting to Canalave, I took a little trip down Arbor entrance and got Brick Break. This is a 75 base power fighting type move, and it's gonna be my coverage move for the rest of the challenge. At least, I think it will be. So the plan is, slip Magneton and set up +6 on him, and then sweep his entire team with Brick Break. And it goes as planned. He did Magneton, I connect with Sing. I set up 2 Soul Stances, and he wakes up going for Metal Sun. I risk it and set up my last Soul Stance as he goes for another Metal Sun. And now it's Brick Break time, and he falls to 1 as does Bison and Stealing. And I won! Easy! Finally! Oh yeah, if you peeps watched my Vespi Queen challenge, then you know that there was a particular trainer that wore me there. Well, he was no problem this time. Sweet, sweet revenge. Anyway, we have to go and check out the lakes now, and for once the commander are a little tricky. Well, the Golbats are, since they can 2-hit KO Kricketune, but they aren't worth getting in detail, since once I get the sleep required, it's an easy sweep. Now for Candace, Sneasel will be the only issue, since it's fast and hits quite hard, but as usual, once I'm set up, it's gonna be a sweep. Well, no. I get close on my first attempt, but after all Celeste goes for a double team and I miss 3 times in a row and she KOs me with Blizzard. Double team is such a pain in this run. So third time the chance since I missed all my thing on the second attempt. She is Sneasel. She's faster and has an aerial ace, but I land the sing. I can then go for Sword Dance, but she wakes up on the next turn, landing another aerial ace on my second Sword Dance. I believe I can win while being at +4 only, so I go for the KO while she hits another aerial ace. Paloson is next and fall to a single Brick Break. Frostlass follows, she is faster but misses Blizzard and I can KO with X-Scissor. Last is her ace Aboma Snow and one last X-Scissor grants me the win. I don't really understand why she sends Frostlass third instead of Aboma Snow. If I had to guess, I would say that the game saw the KO with Blizzard and Aboma Snow would be KO'd, but without Hail, Blizzard is only 70% accurate, so if she sacked her Aboma Snow, I would have lost. Quirky AI, love it. Time to end the Team Galactic. Nothing much aside from the fact that I get some bad luck versus Cyrus and Saturn. Sneasel and Golbat are a pain, but I do manage to get the sleep lock needed to pass them. And now we can skip to the last Siren fight. And oh boy, it was hard. You see, I tried to get some good sleep luck, just 2 or 3 turns of sleep so I can set up and then sweep, but I'm faced with the worst stroke of luck I've ever had. His Houndoom doesn't sleep for more than 2 turns, and most times he wakes up on the same turn or the first one. And I tried, like 30 minutes straight, where I would reset every time he woke up early. Eventually I give up and settle for a 1 sword stance and KO strat, which still takes a lot of luck to get. But his Crobat is another problem, which I can solve with sleep luck once again, and for some reason it gets better, so I can set up 2 swords then and go for the KO. However, I need 3 turns, and it can flinch and toxic. So I need a berry for the poison and eventually manage to get the runs where I can pass him. Another problem is Gyarados. It's a damage rain for the OKO, and if I can't OKO, Weavile will KO me. Yeah, it's bit much, so I decided to level up to level 66, since I hope that 4 extra levels might help with the rolls, and it does. After a dozen tries, I get this fight. Kill his Houndoom. I connect with Sting and put him to sleep. I then go for a sword dance, but he wakes up, only to miss Will-O-Wisp. I don't greed and go for the KO straight away. Next is Honchkrow, which I KO with X-Scissors. Crobat follows, he is faster and has the Night Slash, but I can put it to sleep. I can now set up my last 2 sword stances and get the KO with 2 X-Scissors. Gyarados is next. I land an X-Scissor, which misses the KO due to bad roll and the Intimidate. He retaliates with a Waterfall. Cyrus heals him, but I can get the KO with a good roll on X-Scissor. Last is Weavile. He goes for a Night Slash, leaving me with 6 HP, and I can finally get the KO and the win! I'm so happy, like, what is this sleep resistance from Houndoom? I have to mention 2 things. After calculation, I had a 13% chance of OKO against Gyarados instead of the 75% because of my Tamine nature, which explains why I had a hard time getting it. And the second is that Weavile had 62% chance of KOing with Night Slash and 94 with Ice Punch, so I got insanely lucky there. I was so happy that I even KO'd the Alternate this time. Well, I did lose once, but it doesn't matter. Once I have reported I am alive and well to the professor, I can finish the gyms and go for Volkner. It should be fine as long as I don't get paralyzed, so to avoid that I prepare a berry and challenge him. Kill his Jolteon, outspeed and put Jolteon to sleep, and set up 3 sword stance before he wakes up, landing a Thunder Wave on my berry. I can then KO with X-Scissor. Luxury is next, and 1 X-Scissor is enough to KO. Its Aselective Warrior follows and falls to 1 X-Scissor as well. Raichu is last and he also falls to an X-Scissor. First try! I can't believe I outsped Jolteon. Now for the last part of the challenge. We have one last rival fight to win. The plan is still the same as always, sleep, set up and sweep. Unfortunately I lose the first attempt, but it's very close and I can get this fight on my second try. Kill his Staraptor, I try to put him to sleep but misses and he lands an Aerial Ace. I do connect on the next turn and set up 3 sword stances before he wakes up and hit another Aerial Ace, triggering my berry. Since I'm ready, I go for Brick Break to KO. Next is his Infinite, which falls to a single Brick Break. Heracross follows and falls to X-Scissor. Snorlax takes his place, only to fall to a Brick Break. Floatzel takes the stage and falls to a X-Scissor. Last is Rosewaite and she also falls to an X-Scissor, granting me the win. Much better than the previous fight, the absence of double team makes a big difference. With the formality out of the way, I can turn toward the Elite Four and Cynthia. So I doubt Aaron will be a problem, the only thing is that I have to set up on his Yanmega, which has double team and speed boost, so if there is a problem it will be there. Bertha is gonna be fine since Brick Break will OKO most of her team, aside from Gliscor maybe. Flint, however, is worrying me a little. It should be okay once I'm set up, but I have a bad experience with the Surgeon Houndoom before, so we'll see. As for Lucian, it's gonna be easy, no doubt about that. Only caveat is that Alakazam will definitely hit me with a move, since it's faster. The question will then be whether I can take it or not. Cynthia is gonna be fine. I mean, a Spiritomb is perfect to set up on. And I can OKO a team after that. Well, maybe not Togekiss. And Garchomp will probably outspeed, so I will take a move, and Lucario has extreme speed as well. Well, a Citrus Berry will definitely be a great help for those fights, since a lot of them will be decided on how much damage I take from moves I can't avoid with sleep or outspeed. Enough planning, let's get to it. First up is Aaron. He leads the Mega, I connect with Sting and set up 2 sword dance before he wakes up and go for a double team. I'm kind of afraid of losing to double team, so I go for a KO with X-Scissor, which crits. Next is Vespiquen. I try to KO with X-Scissor, but she survives and go for a defend order. I know he will heal, so I misclick and go for Break Break. I then go for sword dance and she lands an attack order for little damage. I then go for X-Scissor and she goes for a critical attack order, but I can KO on the next turn. His Ice Terrapion is next and 1 X-Scissor is enough to KO. Heracross takes his place place and get KO'd by a critical X-Scissor, last is Scissor, and an X-Scissor, get the KO and the win. Okay, so I got a lot of crit this fight, and as always I was curious and did the calculation, and actually none of them mattered, it was KOs regardless. Next up is Bertha, she did Whiskash. I connect with Zing and set up 2 Source Dances before he wakes up, putting up a Sandstorm. I then get the KO with an X-Scissor. Next is Gliscor. He takes an X-Scissor and retaliate with Fire Fang. I go for another X-Scissor and get the KO. Golem follows and I risk a Source Dance on his Fire opponent. I then KO with Brick Break. Extra Peril is next and falls to Brick Break. Last is a Poison and 1 X-Scissor is enough to KO. And with this, beat Bertha. Well, that was pretty easy. I don't really know why I went for that last Source Dance. I really didn't need it. Now for Flint. And I swear those Houndooms are cursed. I can't set up on them, they never stay asleep, so I have to tweak my strat a bit. I need to set up at least 1 Source Dance on Houndoom and then set up the last ones on his Flareon. And it kinda works, but the KO on Infernape is a range and I can get burned by Magwater's Flame Body. But eventually after a dozen try I get this fine. It is on Doom, I connect with Sing, set up Source Dance and then KO with X-Scissor. Flareon is next, I put him to sleep, set up my last 2 Source Dance and KO with a Brick Break. Rapidash follows and force to a Brick Break. His Ace Magwater takes his place and falls to a Brick Break without burning me. Infernape is last and also fall to a Brick Break. Alright, I was expecting to be forced to level up, but I guess not. Last of the Elite 4 is Lucian, and I lose my first attempt to crit from his Chasm, but on the second try everything goes according to plan. He leads Mr. Mime, and I go straight for Source Dances on his Reflect and Light Screen. Although I take a critical Psychic on my last one, I can shatter the screen and KO with a Brick Break. He says Scarlet is next and falls to a X-Scissor, Espion falls and also falls to X-Scissor, Bronzong also falls to X-Scissor, last is Kazam and he lands a Psychic, leaving me with 17 HP, but I get the KO with X-Scissor for the win. That's more like it. And now for the last fight of the challenge, Cynthia. And beating her on the first try is a bit more. I have a good go at it, but I only have 3 HP remaining when I reach Garchomp, and he does outspeed, so I lose. But that's fine. Now I know that a Togekiss needs to be slept to avoid as much damage as possible, since I need 2 turns to KO it. Oh, and I have to be careful not to get flinched, since I lose another attempt because of a Dragon Rush flinch. Anyways, 5th time's the charm, as they say, right? She did Spiritomb, I put it to sleep and set up all my sentences before he wakes up and lands a Dark Pulse. I can then KO with an X-Scissor. Togekiss is next, I have to put him to sleep first, and then I land 2 X-Scissors for the KO. Lucario follows and 1 Brick Break gets the KO. Ace Garchomp takes the stage, is faster and I go strong Dragon Rush, but no flinch means I can KO with X-Scissor. Milotic takes his place and a critical X-Scissor gets the KO. Last is Aura's Raid and 1 final X-Scissor gets me the win and finishes this challenge. Level 75 win, pretty good. Oh, and the crit didn't matter. X-Scissor did over 2 times Milotic HP at this point. This was a weird challenge. I can't say it was easy, but most of the difficulty came from the Sleep Lock and Double Team. But regardless of that, I'm quite surprised on Kricketune's performance. I really wasn't expecting this little cricket to be on par with Vespiquen, since there is a 90 base stat difference between the two. I suppose having access to Brick Break was great, hell, but the obvious best move of the challenge is Sing. Without it, a lot of the fight would have been insanely hard. I'm wondering if I should ban Sleep move, although it's not like they're available to most Pokemons, and since I have a bonus point for first try, having to rely on Sleep will show on the total score. Speaking of which, the total points for this one is 33. Well, that's all for today. Thank you so much for watching. Do leave a like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. Don't hesitate to leave a comment, I would love to have some feedback. Have a nice day and see you in the next one.